Will Susan Bulldozer Barnes roll over the competition? Can Bryan Wild Thing Beer get crazy on the Mega Crag? Or will Terrar Supersonic Sim stop them in their tracks?
Do you have it?
I'm Mike O'Malley. Welcome to the Extreme Arena. This is Nickelodeon Guts. Do you have it?
It takes a certain kind of person to get the body working to the level of precision that's needed to be risen to the top. Do you have it? It takes a certain kind of something to keep the heart pumping, something everybody needs to achieve to succeed. You'll need a lot. Do you have it? Do you have it?
Guts, the next generation where sports in space is a reality. Here on Guts, we are training our athletes for the rigors of competition at Zero G. And for some tips for this first event, please give a warm welcome to Evander, the real deal, Holyfield! That's right, former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to be here, and you know, this is my kid's favorite show.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Now, in this next event, I know you do quite a lot of training yourself to get ready for your fights. What can you tell our players, some smart moves or some tips for this event?
Three big ones, Mike. Think horizontal, jump out, and stay centered.
All right, so we'll see if these go to work. Let's go to Mo. Mo for the rules. Mo.
Here they are, Mike. At the sound of my whistle, each player will race around the Zero G track. Fastest time wins. That's how it works. On your mark, get set.
So starting off the show, folks, with the race through space, we'll see what Susan can do in this event. She's making good motion right there. Right over the black hole and out of the edge of nothing. She comes swinging around. Let's see if she can regain her balance. She's doing a little flip right there. She's doing some gymnastics here, but she's picking up her pace. She's getting a little help from our stunt spotters right there. And back, continuing her way through the race. She's going through the hurdles, but she's going to have to go back around. You see right there, her harness is preventing her from going through the hurdle that way. She's going to have to pick up the pace right here, folks. And there, she crosses the finish line. Let's get the official results from Mo.
Susan clocked in at 31.3 seconds.
All right, Susan. And she's getting out of that harness right there. I'm up on the bridge, and she's going to be coming down. We're going to be talking to her and find out what happened in that last event. It looks like she lost her balance. You saw Evander talking about staying centered right there. And when she went through the edge of nothing, she had a problem coming back around, sort of did a little flip there. So we'll find out what's going on with Susan as she steps off right there. Susan, that looks like an incredibly difficult event. What happened there after you came around that turn?
It's a lot of hard. You have to keep your legs moving or you fall off.
All right, so we'll see what our next player can do. Looks like Mo has got our next player, Bryan, in the harness and ready. And we'll start this once he is situated and ready. So you saw her talk about what Evander talked about, staying centered and jumping out, and then, of course, thinking horizontally. We will see if Bryan can put those smart moves to work and beat her time. Looks like Bryan is ready.
On your mark, get set.
All right, folks. So we'll see what Bryan can do as he comes hopping right over. Oh, nice work right there. Just flying through the black hole. Here's the edge of nothing right now as he speeds around. Now he's got to get his body reoriented to running horizontally. You see right now he's trying to stand up a little bit. He's got to remember to keep his weight down by his left shoulder as he comes flying across the finish line. Great time right there. So we'll find out if that is official. We'll go to Mo. Mo.
Yes, Bryan clocked in at 21.6 seconds.
All right, let's take a look at the replay right here. As you see Bryan getting out of the harness right now, he definitely beat Susan's time and is now our leader as you see him stepping down off our aerial bridge. We talked about reorienting his body so he could run horizontally, and look at him leaping right over what we call the black hole. Great work and gave him a lot of speed, and you see Bryan stepping down right now, and we are now ready for our next player. Mo.
We're just getting them onto the track, Mike.
All right,
Terrar's still bound up
Terrar
there.
is getting ready. You see our players talking to Evander. They'll be talking a little bit about strategy right now, and it looks like Terrar is ready.
On your mark, get set.
All right, folks, Terrar's nickname is Supersonic. Let's see if he can pick up the pace right here, and he's really pounding his way across this course, flying right over the hurdle and coming out to the edge of nothing. This man is a powerhouse. He's dangling out there at the edge of nothing, but no problem. He is really running horizontally and staying centered. Having trouble right there, though. Let's see if he can get over this hurdle. Oh, struggling by our second black hole. He's having trouble. Remember, he's still got to go for second place points here as he hustles across at the last second and struggling back there at the end. He had some trouble up by the black hole. Let's go to Mo. Mo.
Terrar clocked in at 26.2 seconds, so that puts Bryan in first place, Terrar in second place, and Susan in third place.
Susan coming flipping over. This was some serious gymnastic ability right here. She was flipping one end over the next end, doing great. Let's go to Mo and check out our leaderboard. Mo.
Well, Mike, first place in our events is worth 300 points. That goes to Bryan in red. In second place with 200 points, Terrar in purple. In third place with 100 points, Susan in blue.
All right, and right now, that is just our first event. We got a bunch more events coming up. Let's go to Mo for the event lineup. Mo!
Well, we've just seen our Space Race 0G, and coming up next is our ferocious football event, Fumble. We'll kick off our second half with the all-terrain track event, Tornado Run, and then try to dodge it in our aerial dodgeball event. And the Mega Crag is last.
All right, and the player with the most points at the end of all of our events is the winner. Remember, don't try any of these events at home, but right now it is time for Susan to spill her guts.
Hi, my name is Susan Barnes, and I've been playing soccer for 3 years. Currently, I'm on 4 soccer teams, and as a freshman, I made the varsity soccer team at Deltona High School.
Imagine Emmett Smith on a sweep right. He said, fumble, loose ball, and now it's your chance to go after it, but the other players are going after you too. Let's go to Mo for the rules. Mo!
Well, Mike, at the sound of my whistle, all 3 players will have 45 seconds to recover as many fumbles as possible. Players may grab more than one football at once, and only the footballs in each player's basket will be counted. The player with the most recoveries wins.
All right, Evander, now in your sport, a lot of thinking on your feet, obviously. What are the smart moves in this one? What's going to really count?
Mind and muscle counting this one, Mike.
All right, so they're going to be chasing after these footballs. Do you have any 3 tips they should be thinking about most importantly?
Well, power, reaction time, and decision making.
All right, so we'll see if our players will take Evander's advice in this one. Let's go to Mo for this kickoff. Mo.
Players, on your mark, get set.
All right, and with that whistle, they begin their scrambling. Now, you saw Evander talking about decision making. You got a split decision, as you see purple scoring right there. You got to have a split decision to decide whether or not you're going to throw the ball into your bucket or run it back. The power to scramble and push and pull your way to every loose ball is extremely important, because as each player pushes in a different direction, they will pull you in the opposite direction. So there you see right here, red, and there's purple, and there's blue on the ground, scrambling. There's red with 3 balls. 3 for Bryan as he dumps. There's a 4th one as he goes for. And there, in blue, there's purple. That's Terrar. Going after 2 more. Time running out. It looks like Bryan is definitely in the lead. He's got time. He's got 2 more in his hands and dunks them through. So Bryan was scrambling back. I tell you about reaction time. Another thing that Evander talked about right there, he reacted to the bounce immediately and put it right in the bucket. Let's go to Mo and get the results. Mo.
In first place was Bryan with 10 recoveries. In second place, Terrar with 7. In third place, Susan with 6.
Let's take a look at the replay right here. Bryan took first place in our first event, 0G, and he's back right here, getting another one. First place points with 10 footballs. Excellent work right here. Now, Bryan, in that event, you were pushing your way to every one of those balls. What was the hardest part of that event?
Pulling the other players around.
Pulling the other players around, but you did a great job. He's a little bit tired. Let's go to Mo and check out where he and our other players stand on the leaderboard now. Mo.
Well, right now, Bryan is in the lead with 600 points. In second place, Terrar with 400 points. In third place, Susan with 200 points.
Come on, man. Every week, come on. We'll be back with Tornado Run. You come back. All right, welcome back to Guts. It's the Mike and Mo halftime show. I'm Mike, she's Mo, and over here we got the former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander, the real deal Holyfield. Thanks for being here again.
Well, thank you.
And Evander, why the real deal?
Well, because when I go out and give my best, and that is the real deal.
And certainly a good example to show our players. And Evander, you've been a champion at every level, Olympic, light heavyweight, heavyweight. What would guts equal to you?
Well, guts mean confidence to me. I was confident to start the game of boxing. I was confident to go out there and to give my best performance.
And certainly a good thing for our players to also think about going into our next event, which, Mo, you got to get back down the field and get ready for. And before we get to our next event and your smart moves, it's time for Bryan, Evander, to
spill your guts.
Hi, my name is Bryan Beer. I'm 13 years old, and I played for the Bell Middle School basketball team. I just finished with the LaBelle All-Stars, which we did very well in, and I'm now starting football season.
Okay, folks, well, now it's on to our track for our next event, Tornado Run, and it is an all-terrain race through the fury of Mother Nature. We brought it right here to our extreme arena, and our players are going to be crossing rivers, they're going to be rocking through earthquakes, they're going to be swinging through jungle vines, and also fighting their way through a swamp fog, trying to bog our players down. And as we talked about, Evander, you've given our players great advice so far. What would be the smart moves for this event?
Number 1, a quick start.
Okay.
2, speed. And number 3 is determination.
All right, so we'll see if they keep that in mind in this next event. Let's go to Mo for the rules. Mo.
At the sound of my whistle, all 3 players will race around the track, negotiating each obstacle. First player over the finish line wins. Players, on your mark, get set.
All right, so our players all alike. Look right there. Terrar slipped at the beginning. It's certainly important to get their boy powering through. And it looks like our leader going into this event is our man Bryan. He's flying through. Now right here, they got to go over the second part of our race right here. The jungle vines, they got to fight their way through. And this man is all out speed, taking it home. First place. Who's going to be in second? Second place points extremely important. As you see, Bryan came across in first place. He's putting up the number 1. It looks like another 300 points for him. Fighting his way through next will be Terrar. And then coming through in third will be Susan. So the story right here, if that time is official, unbelievable for Bryan, smoking his way to another first place finish. Let's go to Mo for the official results. Mo.
You called it right, Mike. In first place was Bryan in red, in second place Terrar in purple, and third place Susan in blue.
All right, folks, Evander talked about quick start, and this man certainly got one. Bryan flying through and determined to get through right there. Let's go to Mo and check out our leaderboard. Mo.
Well, Bryan is still in the lead with 900 points. In second place, Terrar with 600 points. In third place, Susan with 300 points.
Okay, folks, and right now it is time for Terrar to spill his guts.
Hi, my name is Terrar Sims. I like all sports except soccer. My favorite sports is football. When I grew up, I either want to be a policeman or a bodyguard.
Oh, yeah, it's an aerial bombardment. Balls are screaming all around your head. What are you going to do? Dodge it. That's right, folks. It is a new aerial elastic sports event, dodgeball style. Let's go to Mo for the rules. Mo.
At the sound of my whistle, our players will have 60 seconds to try and dodge the balls the other 2 players are throwing at them. The player who scores the most hits on the opposing players wins. Mike?
All right, Evander, you have had quite a lot of success dodging punches. Any advice for our players, smart moves for this event?
Well, body control, toughness, and a deadly aim.
All right, body control, toughness, and a deadly aim. That's the advice from Evander. It's worked all day. Let's go to Mo for the kickoff of this event. Mo.
On your mark, get set.
All right! And there, with the sound of that whistle, begins the game. Now, the story all day long has been Bryan as he got nailed right there by Susan. He has a perfect game right now as he goes up high and it hits Laura just there again. I'm sorry, Susan. And you see, that's Terrar knocking, they're ganging up on this guy right now. Terrar trying to he's going to have to get his bounce back down. You saw that Evander talked about body control. Once you catch the ball, then you have to nail the other players. And right there, Terrar is going to have to really get his motion back and jump on that bridge so he can twist his body towards where the balls are falling out of the top of the extreme arena. After you catch the ball, then of course you got to dodge it, folks. And you see Bryan is really getting some great height on this event. There's Terrar with another one. He nails Susan right there. Terrar reaching for another, and Susan is just hanging in the air right there. Bryan also having trouble. He goes high. Oh, these folks are all over the place in this event. These guys were all over the place. So body control, toughness, and deadly aim. You saw that our players were having trouble hanging from the elastic cords on that one as you see them getting lowered. We will go to Mo and get the official results, and we will see if Bryan has held on to his perfect game going into the crag. Mo.
Well, right now, Bryan in red and Terrar in purple made first place tie with 3 hits each. And in third place is Susan in blue with 1 hit.
All right, folks, let's take a look at the replay right here. We talked about Terrar smashing right into Bryan right there. They shared first place points in this event. And you take a look at Bryan all day long getting first place points with a great reach and then the throw and the hit. They both got 3 hits right here. And Terrar, what's going to happen in this next event, the Crag? What are you looking forward to?
Winning.
All right, now, Bryan, you got a perfect game on the line. Anything you want to talk about before we get to that?
There ain't nobody ruining my perfect score.
All right, and how about you, Susan?
I'm taking it from him.
All right, let's go to Mo and check out our leaderboard. Mo!
Well, Bryan in red is in the lead with 1,200 points. In second place, Terrar in purple with 900 points. In third place, Susan in blue with 400 points.
All right, folks, well, our players are ready for our next event, the Mega Crag. Evander, anything you want to say before we get into it?
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, let's get ready.